What is value? It is hard to define it because actually value for man arises in man. Value for man must be in terms of his own experience or in the experience of his own kind. Value must be meaning for him. If he was a different type of being with a different equipment of mind and emotion, his standard of value would have to be different. But because he regards that to be valuable, which satisfies his instinct of value, our first problem, of course, is to try to understand his instinct. For it is in this way only that we can come to something which can never be approached, we might say, dogmatically. Value can never be always the same for all people. Yet we do observe one thing, and that is that certain value has a tendency to gradually take over in the admiration of peoples. That which is good usually comes to be recognized as good. But this often takes quite a long time, especially if the creator of the objects is in advance of his own day or has a vision beyond the horizon of his contemporaries. Value arises in the taste or comprehension of the person who is seeking value. And unless there is a certain degree of value in him, he cannot determine value in anything else. Consequently, we must become educated in the concept of value. So things which are valuable ultimately come into the possession of those who know value, simply because other persons are not able to hold them. They are not able to recognize that it is important to hold on to that which they do not understand. Now, we use this level of interpretation simply because it has a bearing upon the entire psychic integration of the human being. Art, music, literature become simple symbolic means by means of which we can interpret other deeper and less explainable instincts within human consciousness. We know that in music we have persons of various appreciations, and appreciation itself is a recognition of value. To appreciate, we must have certain capacities. We must have certain knowledge or familiarity. To really appreciate, we must be profoundly wise. We must have a great internal value dimension upon which we can call for judgment in time of determination or decision. Man has looked for value in many ways, and perhaps one of the most important considerations in religion and philosophy is the effort to determine that which is most valuable of all things. What is the most valuable thing in the world? Was once asked by a king of Crete, and a Grecian philosopher replied, truth. Truth is the most valuable of all things.